Welcome to Dwarf Fortress and welcome to the channel. I am Twisted Logic. In this video we're going to be flooding the entire map with water from the ocean. We're going to be destroying the beach and turning the fortress into an island. If you enjoyed this video, hit the thumbs up and let me know what you think in the comments. 14 years have passed since we drained the ocean for the first time, and in that time we have dug out the entire map, or most of it that's not the fortress. I'll zoom out a little bit so you can see better. So now our fortress is this central island here, and the rest of the map is completely dug out. We basically channeled down the entire area as much as I could without flooding anything. So over at the beach here, if I go down one level, we're right up against the wall of the water, and then down one more level, this area here is pretty much as close as I wanted to get it. So it only took us about 3 or 4 years to chop down every tree on the map and also dig down in the areas that I wanted dug out. But then the rest of the time was spent cleaning up everything. So all the stones that were left behind, all of the logs and all the gemstones, everything like that. We had to haul everything back to the upper part of the island and use this atom smasher to just destroy it from existence. The tiles on the very edge of the map here you can't manipulate other than smooth stoning and carving into fortifications, which we don't want to do. And if I tried to build a wall right about here, you see it says too close to the edge, but I can build floor there. So we have a wood deck that goes all the way around the edge of the map. And this is so any kind of trade caravans have a road to come to, as well as it's not going to allow trees to grow. Because when you have trees growing, it can block movement of the trade caravan. We also have 2 bridges. This is an obsidian bridge here in the west, and then over in the east, we have a very long mudstone bridge that goes across. So what we have here is a saguaro rib support and a lever. And the lever is linked to that support. And now Zaz here is going to pull the lever, and when she does, that support breaks and we get the logs back that it was created with and the mechanisms back. If I wanted to build a new support, I can go to Build, Constructions, and then Support, and use any building material to build it. So right here we have a very similar setup. We have a gabbro support, and up one level we have a floor that's being held up by the gabbro support, and nothing else is connected to this floor. Okay? So when this lever is thrown, the support is going to disappear, and this mudstone block floor is going to fall 1 Z level and hit this wood floor. Okay? But underneath this, we have a dugout room, and underneath this, we have another dugout room, and another one, and just those 3 layers. Okay? So let's watch what happens. Excellent. The mudstone floor that was at -2 fell and broke the floor at -3, the floor at -4, the floor at -5, and then finally rested on -6 because there's unmined rock underneath. And now we can do that 100 Z levels if we wanted to. So now over near the water here, I have a support right here. If I zoom in on it, there's a support right here, and then up 1 level there's another support, and up 1 level this is the original beach level. So what I'm going to be doing is disconnecting this part of the beach from everything else except for this support, and then we're going to pull the big lever and collapse the entire beach in on itself and flood the entire map. Now this colony of honeybees right here is a soil vermin colony, and I really don't want these underwater. I would prefer if they're over on my island, so the way I can move them is by building a floor right on top of that. Okay, so I'm going to build a wood floor right there on top of the honeybee colony, and then there's going to be a chance for a new colony to spawn somewhere up here. Okay, so we have a colony of termites right here, and then right here we have a colony of bumblebees, and so these are all kind of in the same category of soil vermin colony. The reason I want to try to move them is because this right here is a colony of honeybees that is in the middle of the ocean from when we drain the ocean, it just by chance spawned here. So I further upgraded this ocean drain here. It's now 29 mine carts. So this drains a lot faster and a lot more of the ocean. And then I made a second one over here, down one level, with a decent number of mine carts in it. I think this is like 8 or 10. And the ocean drain is actually very, very good, except we have one problem area, which is right above this shelf right here. If I come up one layer, this side of the map doesn't completely drain, and so this wall right here is going to be the problem wall. And so this is probably going to be the last area that we dig out before we collapse everything, because over here it gets down to like 1-1 and 1-2, and I'm not really concerned about this west side, but the east side here is a little bit of an issue. Elevation -3 is going to completely flood out. Elevation -2 is going to completely flood out, and the only standable ground is going to be elevation -1 and up. So I'm going to do a line of channels just like this, all the way right up against that wall without breaching it. But I am going to erase maybe like that many channels there, so that way the workers can get through. Because right now the path to get in here, they can't come from over here and come up. They have to use this ramp here to come up one level to get in right here, or they have to take the bridge here and then travel across the side here and use this ramp right here, and then this downward slope to access this area. So I'm going to keep this part open until the very last step, and then I'm just going to channel down everything up to right up against the wall here without breaching the wall, because if I breach that wall, everything's going to flood, and it's not going to flood in the way I want, and it's going to mess up the whole thing. So we're going to dig here, just like this. I did kind of clean up this side of the ocean here by having it drain down and then having the miners come in and work inside the ocean while it was drained. So that makes it a little bit cleaner. And you see, this area right here used to be the main input for water into the fortress. And so we dug out everything here, but we had to magma cast from the beach above. So we pushed some minecarts full of magma into the water here to block off this whole thing. And then we dug it out, and then right here is the new water input going into the U-pipe. Now, most of the fortress water we drained out as well to expand this area here. And then on the west side here, maybe I'll leave a little bit of an opening there for the workers. Okay, I'm just double checking all the designations here. Everything looks good, and they're already going. I'm already letting them go. Now, whenever you request a large amount of digging like this on the surface, it does drop frame rate, so we're at about 15 right now, 14. While we were cleaning up all the stones, there was no mining going on, and we were getting about, I want to say like 30, upper 30s in frames per second graphical. Oh, very nice, very nice. So now I also want to check for trees up here. I want to make sure there's no trees up here as well. Everything's looking good so far. I did dump all the items on the map, but I also set up stockpiles for them to use wheelbarrows. And I think I was making like 200 wheelbarrows. I was making them like 50 at a time in like a couple rounds of it, so that way like each stockpile, it was massive stockpiles. So I had one massive stockpile like right here for all the stones, and they were using like 50 wheelbarrows in that to go and collect all the stones from everywhere, and then they would bring it right up the wall here into the atom smasher. And then, yeah, like I said, this is another big massive stockpile here. And now they will dump the items out of the stockpile. So they'll have the wheelbarrows bring it over, and then we'll just tell them all to dump everything here. And they'll take it out of the stockpile and put it into the atom smasher here. Let's unlock the door too in case they want to dump more. Okay, so atom smasher is open again. I built this seawall here because the ocean wave is kind of blocked by it. And so what happens is the ocean waves are independent of the depth of the water out here when you're on an ocean, and if I switch over to classic mode, you can see it a lot better. So now in classic mode, you can see the ocean wave coming in. You can't see this part in the newer graphics. Here's another ocean wave coming in, and it's going to crash into this wall and then stop the water here. And so if I had a channel dug out in this area here or downstairs or something, the ocean wave would go down that and start filling water. So we have this wall created to block all of that from coming in. And I personally think that the ocean waves look a lot better in classic mode, but everything else looks better in the new version, so. Switching back over into the normal graphics, you can't see that ocean wave until it lands onto the beach, and you can see the mist. Now, I don't know if that's intended or not, but as a older player, I know about that. As a newer player, you might not know about that. Oh, great. So the west side here is just about complete. We're waiting for the last dwarf to leave, and then we're going to mine out all these tiles as well. So let's channel down everything except for one. Right there. Okay, excellent. Now this whole area of the beach that's down one level from the main level is all supported by this one support right here. There's nothing else connecting this to anything else in the game. So this whole area here can be collapsed once we pull the lever. Okay, once we take out this right here, this whole area here is going to be disconnected as well. And I forbid everything in this area. They dropped like a shoe and a glove. So everything in here is forbidden. We got a bunch of ibexes in here, but there's not really much I could do about that. After we flood everything, there's going to be a lot less land spawns that happen, and a lot more ocean spawns. That's not the main reason I'm doing it, but doing it because it's fun. Miner Vukar, gonna dig the channel. Okay, we got the last one coming now. One ibex decided that maybe it's gonna save itself. Oh no, it got scared. Okay. Okay, great. Now this whole area here is now being supported by this one support right here, and then I think there's another one over here. Yeah. So I need to destroy this wall here that's stopping the waves from coming in, and then I also need to destroy this whole wall right here in order to disconnect this part of the beach from the rest of the map. Alright, you know what? We'll just try to do the whole thing all at once. So I know the waves are going to start making water once I get rid of this. And I may have to deal with a bunch of lag right now as well. When you do a large request like this... Oh, we got somebody on the beach here still. Let's see. Zuthan is holding a piece of sandstone. So items, sandstone, remove the dump, forbid. Okay, they dropped it and now they're off. Great, get back to the fortress, buddy. Oh great, we're at 20 right now? 20's not 1920. That's really good actually for a 44-year fortress doing a mega project like this. Oh, he's just ripping right through that wall. Leadcatinazum. He's probably like a legendary miner, which is great. Once this wall is removed, we're going to see how bad the kind of water filling the map is with the ocean waves only. And that's going to determine whether we're cleaning up the beach wood or not. Oh, these guys are working on this side too. It's like a... Nice. Very nice. So they started over there, and the other guys started over there, and now we're in the middle, meeting up and finishing up the whole thing. Excellent. As soon as I turn on the water drain, it's going to be just like an incredible lag. And also, the more zoomed out I am in the view, the more things that the screen has to draw, the more of a lag there's going to be as well. So when you're zoomed in like super close like this, it's actually a lot better. And then when there was a lot of work going on, I would move the camera like right here, so there was nothing being drawn, and that increases the frame rate a little bit too. You see we're going up to 18, 19 right now, just for not looking at anything complicated. So if I move the camera back over here, it should drop. 19, 18, 17. Oh, let's see down here. Yeah, so water's already starting to come in from the ocean waves. A little bit over there. Oh, not too bad. I got some water coming in here too. Oh, through that downstair right there that was opened up. There's some water pooling down here. It's not too bad. It's like like a 4 tile drops in, 4 tiles are dropping in, and then spreading from there. Okay, it doesn't seem bad, but big things have small beginnings. So I think we're not going to clean up the beach, and we're just going to proceed with the plan. We got another miner coming in here, so the wall's not completely gone yet. I'm going to set a restricted traffic area. So now everywhere it's going to flood is going to be a restricted traffic area on all the levels, and then the outside area here that's safe is a high traffic area. Hopefully that'll deter somebody from dying. I'm just double checking that the supports have a link here to the lever. Because if one of these supports doesn't have the link, then it's going to mess everything up. Okay, show linked building, excellent. And then this is the last one. Excellent, so they're all linked to that lever, which is great. So they're going to come in and dig that. I'm not going to worry about all this wood on the beach. And they're also going to channel all of that. Oh, hold up. Can't breach this. This one right here, we cannot breach. Not yet. We gotta turn the lag machine on, the ocean drain. Okay, so we're gonna pull the ocean drain lever. Pull it now. And that's gonna drop my frames a lot. Like I said, we did upgrade the drain. It's actually very fast now. Zoontier here is about to pull the lever as soon as I unpause the game, okay? So he didn't pull it yet. So let's come down here and take a look. Okay, I'm zoomed out kind of as far as I can go, and we'll unpause. And he should pull the lever any second. And watch how fast it's going to be. Oh yeah. Yes. This is real time. So this is like, I don't know, 30 or maybe 40 minecarts draining. Excellent. And then somebody requested that I turn the numbers off as well, so we can see that kind of in a little bit nicer looking view. Excellent. And I could turn the numbers back on shortly after we see this drain. Oh, this is very great. And it continues. Okay, we're getting about 12 frames a second right now, which is pretty good. Still, this isn't even close to an FPS death. An FPS death is going to be 1 frame per second or lower. Maybe like 1 frame every 5 seconds is considered an FPS death for me. We'll zoom in a little bit. We'll turn the numbers back on so we can kind of see a little bit better. But when you're dealing with the low frame rates like this, if you click a button, sometimes it doesn't go when you're at 8 frames or something, but sometimes it does. The best way to do it is to pause the game and then click the buttons that you need to click, right? And then unpause the game and let it relag. So it's still going there, and then this part opens up now as well. So 1 level down, it's starting to drain this area as well. Is this a new drain here? Let's see. Oh, okay, that's 1 level above the original drain here. But it's also starting to open up, so we have like all of this and then another hole here. And then I think somewhere over here it's going to open up as well. I'm going to let that drain a little bit more. So this wall right here I want to get first, because this is a constructed wall, so they have to do it on this level. everything else they can do from the upper level, I believe. Just recheck everything here. Oh yes, this part is starting to open up. So this is the original water level, and then down one level again. It's starting to open up down here as well. We're getting about 3 frames a second here, 2 frames a second. If I zoom in here, it's going to be a little bit better for the calculation. And you can see here the water's starting to evaporate on this level, and it's just going to be like a muddy kind of shelf here. Every so often there's going to be like piles of sand and boulders and driftwood, but mostly it's just going to be muddy. So this is the second drain room right here. Up one level from there, nothing really happens, but up one more level, if we watch this area with the game unpaused, every so often there's, you could see the water just kind of draining. See a 3, a 5. Let's just watch it here for a second. So it kind of drains, it's draining down this level, but it's also being fed from all these source tiles here, and from the upper level, the water is still kind of falling into this shelf. And then up one more level is the original level of the ocean, and over here is that kind of problem area. Maybe it's because the shelf here is too great, and there's too many source tiles on this side of the map here, but this is going to be a little bit of an issue. Okay, just pause the game, and I'm just checking out the amount of drainage that we have down here. I think that we may be good to go to remove that wall, and then also I want to make sure that everything in this area is forbidden as well, because I don't want any of the dwarves to come down here to try to collect any of this garbage, because they're going to end up dying. Like this guy did. This guy came down here. Who is this? Aerith. Aerith came down here trying to get something, maybe one of these stones or something, and ended up killing himself, drowning. Okay, this area here is also drained out. Nice. And let's take a look at that problem area as well. See, it's not so bad. Like 3s and 4s over here, and then once it starts to get to about 5s, this whole area here, this is going to be a little bit of an issue, but that's okay, I think. So yeah, let's go to designations and then remove construction and get rid of all that, and see if the miners can get down here yet. Excellent, go time. Here they come now. Coming in to remove this constructed wall, and then the rest we're going to do from the upper level. We're getting about 6-7 frames a second now, which isn't too bad. Because I can still see things moving on the screen. When I drained the magma sea a couple of years ago, I was only getting like, I think 1 frame every few minutes. I think there's 1 miner for each piece of wall, so after they remove their section, if they fall down, it doesn't matter too much. I don't think they're going to get too hurt if they fall. That guy's still alive. Now that we're taking this wall out, there's no turning back as well. Oh yeah, a couple of them are falling. And we have extra water coming in as well. Okay, up 1 level, we're going to start channeling down. So pause the game and then figure out where we want to channel here. Okay, we'll do that whole area to start with. So I'm just going to draw around it just like this, just in case Thaltil is just slow and late to the party. So right down here, we're going to channel down as well. And now I'm just tracing out this whole area up 1 level. Right till I get to about here. So I'm going to channel down until I get to about like the 3s or so. Maybe a little bit less. Just like that. So then we'll save this problem area for very last. Because once I do this area here, water's just going to start pouring down there. Okay, so I just disabled cleaning and all the custom labors that I have set up, so hopefully Doran will clean the 1 spot and then leave. Oh wow, okay. I kind of looked away, I was doing other stuff, and I came back to the game here. Decent amount of progress has been made. I just gotta make sure to forbid everything that I see here. The jacket, the stone here. Forbid all this stuff. This guy didn't get the construction yet. And then there's a couple more channels we're still digging out up here. Okay, looks like Toasted got the last piece of construction out. So I'm just going to pause the game here and just see what the progress is so far. It looks like we got a lot of it here. A little bit left to go right here. And there's a couple more tiles here. And they're finishing up this part, and now we're getting into the kind of more difficult area over here. I want all the rest of it to be done before we start doing this wall. I guess we could take it a little bit further now. So I'll channel down all of this as well. Okay, now looking down here where the water's coming in, this area here is starting to fill up. And there's a decent amount of water down here, but it's a lot less than I expected. This wall right here we can dig out. Just normal mining right here. Just because it's low there. But like right here, if I tried to mine through this, then every time they would mine a couple blocks, the next set of blocks is going to get cancelled because of damp stone located. So mining through all of this is going to be a pain. But over here, they should just be able to do this in one shot. So I just caught a couple of them on the bridge here with the wheelbarrows, and they're going to store item in stockpile. So I just reforbid everything in that area, and now it looks like they're dropping it and heading back to base. So I set the rest of the designations here in a priority 3, a priority 5, and then a priority 6. So hopefully they do it in that order. And I'm just excited to turn this lag machine off. Asmel and Itan here have been doing a decent job of this wall right here, which is great. Now somebody else is coming along here. Meng, which is pretty awesome. So then this opens up right into the ocean on the lower level. One level down from the source level. So I'm happy with it being open this much, but I'm just going to let them continue. And maybe they'll get 100% of what I designated here. But we do have a decent amount of water flowing into the map now. Everybody's off the old beach, and we are waiting for the very last tile to be channeled out. Meng is on the way right now to do it. And let's just pause the game and see how much water is down here. Okay, we got 7 water, and then it comes up a little bit. Oh, okay. Decent amount of water down here. I missed when they mined the final piece, but the whole thing is mined out now. So this is only being supported by the supports that we have, and nothing else is holding this whole old beach in place. I triple checked it. So right up here, we're going to pull this lever, and that is going to destroy all the supports that are holding up the old beach. Okay, Nomel's about to pull the lever and collapse the beach. We're just going to pause the game and go down there to see if we can watch it happen. Zoom out a little bit, as much as we can, and unpause. And just before we do that, let me just show you the amount of water that we have. So this was seriously reduced to over here once we opened up this and let it flow down, but down here we got a 7 water here, and then just kind of goes out in degrading numbers there. It's a pretty big area of water here already that we flooded out. Okay, let's unpause and see if we can watch this collapse. Oh yes, excellent. We just destroyed the whole beach. And I did that first before turning the water drains off because I wasn't 100% sure if the fall was going to be enough to destroy the lower level when there's water in there or not. Oh, let's pause the game. Wow, yes. Excellent. So we have this little sliver of land over on this side. And then everything is destroyed in between. And we have this little sliver of land here. Let's turn the ocean drain off so we could finally get rid of some of this lag. Okay, so we're going to pull this lever now. And that's going to disable the ocean drains. Yes, Zuntar is pulling the lever. The ocean drain has been turned off. Excellent. And it's a great time now because we were really getting low. This well's dried up. And then we were starting to drink out of the water for the power supplies here. So it couldn't have come at a better time. And now a couple of subscribers wanted to see this with the numbers off. So I'm going to disable numbers. And I think right over here is going to be the first area. I'm just going to give it a second or two for this bridge to close. So once that bridge closes... Excellent. Bridge is closed and now everything is filling back up. And we can see there's just a wall of 7s here just coming across. Excellent. Can't wait to be rid of this lag. This area is already filled up. Let's see, and now it's starting to come in off the bottom of the map here. Yes. You can see just the wall of water coming in. Excellent. Now this lower level here, I think it's going to take a lot longer because we opened up the wall right here. Because there's still another level above this of ocean. Very nice. Very nice. And the burrows are enabled right now, so everybody has to be inside the fortress. I do have some human traders on the map right now that I'm slightly worried about if they decide to... I'm not sure, 100% sure when they're going to leave. Yes, the water is now leaving the original ocean tiles and entering the dugout area that we created. Excellent. Oh, it's filling fast too. Even at 5 frames, it's going fast. Yes, look at that. Now, this is how you make a moat. Okay, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. This is taking a very, very long time to do. We're maybe at about 50% of this level here. And we're running at about an average, I want to say about 4 frames a second. This is taking a very, very long time, but I just know that if you're going to attempt anything like this video is like several hours long and then cut down. I feel like even though the frames are like very, very low right now, 6, it's still going pretty quickly, relatively. Oh, I can tell that this side sped up now as well. And now we're at 7 frames a second, 6 frames a second. I don't know if the FPS really makes it too much of a difference, but because we're at 6 frames and look how quick it's going now. That's all the water's just focused on this one side. Excellent. We're on the up and up. As soon as the last piece of water becomes stable at this level, the next Z level up is going to start filling. Yes. So now the water should be coming in on the next level up. Let's see. Oh yeah. Excellent. So this is as far out as I can zoom right now, and we're at about 11 frames graphical. We got numbers off, and I think this looks awesome. I wish there was a way to disable the UI to take a nice screenshot. Maybe there isn't, and I just don't know about it, but this is great. We're going to continue to let this fill up. Yeah, over on this side it looks pretty cool on the east. All the water's still filling up. We are at 13 frames a second now, so it is going a lot faster, and water is finally starting to re-enter the fortress's U-pipe here. So we are getting some water back into the system. So on this level here, the water has to come all the way around the fortress. All the way back here and around. So it's now the 15th of Sandstone in the year 144. And the fortress Tullinabash is now an island. A true ocean fort. It's now the year 146 and all of the water on the map has stabilized. We're getting somewhere between 15 and maybe 22 frames a second when we're super zoomed in. When we zoom out, the frames drop, which is normal for a zoom out. So keep in mind that this is also a 7x7 embark, and now most of the map is ocean. And you can see right here, there's a bunch of mist and ocean waves hitting the shore every so often, pretty much everywhere along the coast. Now, if I switch over to classic mode, you're going to see this, and it's going to become very apparent. Okay, so now we just switched into classic mode, and in classic mode, now you can see the waves coming from the bottom of the map here. So the waves form out here, towards the bottom, and then they have to travel all the way up until they reach something that stops them. And in this case, right now, it's going all the way to the top, the very top of the map and striking back here. And then on the east side as well, they're coming all the way up and striking this large area. Looks like there's some sixes moving around in here. These large ocean waves, I didn't think they were going to have this much impact on the game's performance, but when you do something extreme like this, they really, really do have an impact. Because now it's like half of the map is ocean waves, and all of the paths for them have to be calculated, has to be advanced. Just one thing to keep in mind if you're going to flood your entire map with an ocean, okay? I'm still going to make videos in this fortress, and I'm still going to play it for a little bit, because 16, 17 frames isn't so bad for me, but for other players it may be. Okay, and then at a certain point, I'm going to make a new fortress, and we're going to have a lot more fun in that one. Thank you very much for watching, and subscribe for more videos.